Welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC, and today we're going to talk about a Marvel show that Sal hasn't seen. Because even for this job, Sal should not see it. We're going to talk about m.o.d.o.k, and I thought it'd be fun. Instead of Sal watching it and having the two of us complain, I'm going to describe the first episode to Sal as to why I think it's a terrible show.
Okay.
Everyone's crapping on m.o.d.o.k. I have legitimate reasons. Okay?
All right. Okay.
Beyond
all I know,
it's bad.
yeah. Because all I know is, it's Adult Swim-esque. It was made during the Jeff Loeb Hulu era.
Yep.
Patton Oswalt is integrally involved in the writing and the character. And I think it's supposed to be played for laughs. There's a lot of deep Marvel cuts in the show that they promoted, and that it also is going to be like kind of, maybe there'll be an emotional core to it. All I know is that it's supposed to be basically it's supposed to feel like maybe one of those long Adult Swim plot-driven story arcs,
It's not.
Oh, okay.
First off, all the funniest jokes are in the trailer.
Oh, that's too bad, because I didn't really laugh during the trailer.
Secondly, what if I were to tell you that m.o.d.o.k is a show about m.o.d.o.k and his family? And instead of there being Marvel humor, there's a sitcom plot that runs through the show, and they just reference Marvel Easter eggs.
Oh.
So my wife and I are watching this show, and
Yeah.
my assumption would be this is going to be a deep cut Marvel comedy. It's going to make fun of m.o.d.o.k, and it's going to make fun of... No, most of the jokes are generic sitcom beats.
Oh.
With m.o.d.o.k slapped on it.
Like The Big Bang Theory?
Yes. Your face says it right there. They'll have the occasional little joke here and there and things like that.
Right.
But generally, it's just generic plots. So the opening of the episode is he's trying to conquer New York. Fails because Iron Man shows up. Iron Man shoots him in the back of the head. Makes a joke about it. Oh, the head was the other place he could hit. Kicks m.o.d.o.k. m.o.d.o.k takes the boot. The now ongoing joke is that m.o.d.o.k has a trophy, which is Iron Man's boot. There's no Marvel humor related to that.
No.
It's he walks around going, I'm going to go to bed with Iron Man's boot. Hey, kids, your mom said she's going to sleep on the couch so I can go to bed with Iron Man's boot. Hey, guys, I got Iron Man's boot.
Right. Because that's the only thing he could be victorious over. I stole his armor.
Yeah.
But only the boot. And that's a big deal for him.
There's a sequence where they discuss the budget with the accountant, which is in the trailer.
Yes.
There's no Marvel joke in that.
Right, it's just... But the joke is that m.o.d.o.k saying them.
Yes.
Red Letter Media has a term for this. It's the Chad Vader syndrome. You remember Chad Vader? This is an old internet... There's an old internet reference. Chad Vader. There used to be internet videos where Darth Vader goes shopping or has a date, and it's a guy who does a halfway decent Darth Vader impression in a full Darth Vader costume, and he's at the grocery store, or he's getting a bowling ball flushed, or he needs to call a plumber. It's just... But it's Chad Vader. It's Darth Vader's brother, and the humor is that Darth Vader is doing these things.
Right.
It's not that that there are jokes or legitimate humor. It's that it's funny because Darth Vader's doing it. And it sounds like it's this, where it's like m.o.d.o.k, look at him. So now we can do jokes if he's the typical sitcom father, he's trying to satisfy his wife sexually, but he's m.o.d.o.k. So he can't do that.
They didn't even take the easy route and do the sex joke.
Yeah.
Instead it's just he has a son. His son wants to go, I think it's bar mitzvah, but he wants to do magic. So the joke is that his son wants to do magic, and that's nerdy.
Right.
But he should do something a little less nerdy.
Right.
That's the joke itself. The daughter's trying to date a guy, but she looks like m.o.d.o.k.
Right.
So that's the joke. Like you said, the joke is that it's m.o.d.o.k doing these things.
Yeah.
But the problem is, who the hell knows who m.o.d.o.k is outside of your deep-cut Marvel fans?
Right. Well, once you introduce m.o.d.o.k, now everyone's in on the joke, because all you need to know about m.o.d.o.k is that he looks like m.o.d.o.k.
Yeah. The running theme of the first episode is that AIM is going broke.
Okay.
So there's like a 5-minute sequence in which the guy who runs Grumble, which is the Google equivalent, wants to buy out AIM as an investor, and m.o.d.o.k is against it. And
Right.
m.o.d.o.k's like, you'll never win me over. So there's a 5-minute joke with all of your deep cut Marvel references where they go to different places like Fing Fang Foom's Noodles and things like that. Like it's a pun location.
Okay.
So they go to these pun locations with he's being wowed by this Grumble guy, who then turns out to be a hardcore m.o.d.o.k fan. At no point is there a joke in there. It's them going to Marvel pun locations,
right,
being
and it's not
wowed.
And it's not like they're leaning into it. Like they take them to Madripoor and they go out to like have sushi, but it's an island run by criminals, so they get robbed. Or they go to Monster Island and it's like, I thought it was just a name, and it's like, no, it's run by the Mole Man.
No, they're just going to these places.
yeah. They don't even go to those places. It's just like, well, Fin Fang Foom sounds Asian, so we'll make it an Asian themed restaurant. Lol.
And Fing Fang Foom is their waiter.
Oh, that's even
And he
funny.
doesn't even get a line.
Because he's a dragon, right? He's not supposed to be a waiter because he's a dragon.
It's one of those shows that like Natalie and I were watching and we got to the ending and I said, I chuckled once.
Right.
At one joke, I chuckled. We are not going to. And she's like, I don't even know what the joke was. That's what she said. Like, what was this? I'm like, she's like, you told me this was Adult Swim with Marvel. We were expecting like the Adult Swim, like DC special.
The DC special, which is genuinely funny, even if it isn't like the cuts are deep. Like they use the cosmic treadmill to accomplish goals. They don't go to like Lex Luthor's House of Wax because he's bald. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It almost feels like there was a show that Patton Oswalt wanted to do, like a sitcom.
Right.
Like set up in a superhero style universe and he was like, what if it was m.o.d.o.k?
Yeah. Like, what if we just rather than like try to create something original like the Tick, we'll just get the license from Marvel and just do that and promise not to reference like Captain America, Spider-Man, or anybody big.
Like the joke is basically what you said. Hey, AIM is running out of money, but it's m.o.d.o.k.
Yeah.
Hey, he has to deal with his wife and satisfy her sexually, but it's m.o.d.o.k. And like, that's it. Like, that's the joke.
Right. Yeah. So it's just King of Queens, but with m.o.d.o.k.
Yes. And lots of Marvel references that aren't direct jokes.
Right. And they're not even really references. Like they have the name. It's like, oh man, I'm trying. Okay. Universal Studios Orlando, Marvel Superhero Island Adventure, they have the Marvel license. You go to the Fantastic Four commissary, you'd think there'd be like the Human Torch Flamin' Hot Nachos, or the Reed Richards Foot-Long Hot Dog, or Sue Storm's Invisible Discounts. But like, instead it's just a crappy commissary that sells microwave pizza, and the Fantastic Four are literally just next to the menu. There's no theming. It's just that they have the Marvel license, so they technically have to use them in this thing. Like, there's an arcade at Superhero Island Adventure, but Arcade, the X-Men villain, does not appear in the arcade.
Yeah, I remember that when we went there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was with you for that. But
no, I went on my honeymoon. I dragged my wife to that.
The Superhero Island at Universal is so weird. So weird.
It's so weird because it's kind of neat, but it also sucks. And that sounds like the m.o.d.o.k thing, where it's like, man, you must use all the stop motion and stuff. That's kind of neat, but it also sucks. And like the references aren't really even deep cuts. Like you can't. I don't know. Like, wouldn't it be cool?
The problem is, if this show had come out 10 years ago, we'd be all about it.
Right.
But now
look at them.
Yeah. This is new, but now we have Robot Chicken DC Special. We have comedy shows. We have better shows.
Yeah.
Our chat in our Twitch stream here brought up the show Powerless by DC. I enjoyed that far more than I enjoyed m.o.d.o.k.
Because Powerless is in the universe, and it's about regular people living in that universe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a sitcom. It's a multi-camera comedy like The Good Place or something.
I don't know. The problem with m.o.d.o.k is it's not bad, but it's not good. And if you're looking for like great Marvel humor, it's not there.
Yeah, or even deep cuts. Like it's not like it pays to be a fan. It's just if you recognize the references, they are made, but they're not even fun references. Like, it's not like, Iron Man makes references to his corporate competitors in a hostile takeover. It's that Iron Man might have to iron his shirt.
Yeah.
Because iron's in the name. Like, that sucks.
Like, one of the jokes, and it's in the trailer too, I think you may have seen this one, but like, they're talking about trying to cut the budget. And he's like, $50 for the thing I put on the screen. And M.o.d.o.k's like, well, let's cut that. Let's save that. Am I good, businessman? And I was like, that's the kind of humor you get through the entire show.
Gotcha.
And that was one of the better jokes.
Right. And that's just but that's just a sitcom joke. Like, that's just the joke made from the situation, as opposed to the joke made because it's a reference to something else. It basically, it sounds like Patton just grabbed a sitcom pilot for anything and just replaced the names with Marvel stuff.
And then, to put Marvel stuff in there, because a lot of the jokes aren't about Marvel. They go and reference Marvel in like a more of a generalized, this is where we exist.
Right.
So.
Right. That sucks.
Yeah. So if you hadn't caught on, I do not recommend M.o.d.o.k. I got through one episode, and my wife and I immediately went back to watching robots and whatever, the 15-minute short movie things over on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I remember I watched the pilot the trailer for M.o.d.o.k, and the only reason I was going to watch any of it was because of the show. And I'm so thankful I don't have to, because I really didn't want to watch that show.
That's exactly why I was like, let's do a video, because I did watch the show.
Right, so we'll talk about how effing stupid it is. That's too bad. I mean, it's too bad because like there was a potential there, and they nixed so many better things, like the Deadpool show.
Yeah. Also, I could tell you right now, Hulu has no faith in it. It's all released at one time.
Oh.
It's all out. They don't even want to
format.
No, that's not how Hulu does it. They don't, that's not how a lot of people are doing it.
They didn't even do that with Hellstorm.
No. They're just like, it's out. Go watch.
Good.
We don't want to see how bad the views on the later ones are going to be.
Oh my God. Right, yeah, like the last episode had 28 people watching it.
It was Betty, so he could rant about it on the channel.
Yeah, it's just YouTubers. And Patton Oswalt. That's too bad.
All right, well, hopefully, I hope I helped you guys with your decision. If you did watch M.o.d.o.k. and you did enjoy it, let me know why. Honest question. I watch a lot of TV, so I might just be a little jaded at this point, but let me know. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny. That guy is Sal. Probably pointed the wrong way. We'll see you next time right here.